Hey, good morning, Kevin. Bob here in the old garage. Well, been working on our boat bar 105, sanding and what have you. So we're going to continue the sanding operation. It's really starting to shape up. Looks good. So I'm just going to continue to sand. You're going to watch for a few minutes, and then I'll shut things down. So there's the bar top. We'll just continue looking at that for a few minutes while I sand. Sanding is a boring operation. Tiring on the old arms, that's for sure. Yeah, the sanding thing, boy, no matter how much you sand it, there's still there's still areas that should have been, could have been sanded a little bit more. Unbelievable. Definitely tiring. Yeah, I went over this initially with the orbital, but then I want to touch everything by hand. Yeah, so I got my hands on it, can feel it, make sure there's no sore spot somewhere. Yeah, right now I'm sanding this with 220 grit paper. This won't be the final coat of varnish, but so we're doing this with 220. The next time we sand it, we'll might hit it with 220, but then we're going to go over it after that with some 4/0 steel wool, just to make sure everything, all the high spots are down, and everything is just smooth as can be. Yeah, no matter how hard I try to control the drips, right along this edge here, there's always a few drips. Doggone it. First couple of coats I wasn't too worried about it, although it's a booger sanding, but wasn't too worried about that. But as we approach our final coat of varnish, we can't have any of those drips in there, so we have to watch that even closer now from here on out. Now, I think when I varnished this the other day, I had the garage door open, and then when I closed it, all the dust particles on the underside of the garage, as soon as you start closing it, all those dust particles fall down, so I'm going to have to leave the garage door closed probably, or leave it open one way or the other. But I shouldn't move it on this next coat of varnish. All right, we're going to lay some varnish on this. I bought this little brush. I haven't tried this brush before. We'll give her a try, see how it works. Not sure whether, I think, you know what, I think I got to varnish the outside of this first. I'm not sure. What is that? There's some goobers on there. Not sure that the brush being short necessarily helps in any way, but we're gonna varnish on the underside of this. Yeah, I'm not sure I like this brush. I think the brush is okay, but the short handle thing is doing nothing for me. Actually painting, varnishing on the underside here. I got a bunch of rundown from the brush, so now it's all over my hand, which is now pain in the rump. think I might buy this bristle again though. It's pretty nice as far as laying down varnish. Been using these throwaway brushes, the chip brush, which does a pretty good job, but they're always fighting with the bristles falling off. So you're constantly picking out the bristles on your varnish job, which is okay, but occasionally one or two get missed, and you gotta go back and revarnish, because you gotta sand the bristle out or get it picked out of your finished product, and then you gotta lay more varnish. Well, that sure does look good. Oops, got a little bit of a drip there. Well, that sure does look good. I hope it finishes as good as it looks right now. I don't see any curtains there. Oh, looks great. Well, we're going to keep going. So now we're going to lay some heavy varnish now on the rest of this. Started on the other side the other day. I'm going to start over here today. This action on my arm is really hurts it. Yeah, the downside of using this brush, it feels like a pretty nice brush. It lays the varnish pretty good. Like I said, I was using those chip brushes. Have to worry about the bristles falling off all the time. Downside of this brush too is that it's a little bit on the expensive side, so it's a $7 brush. Cleaning it is going to be a booger. Probably go through $7 worth of thinner to clean it, so probably not going to clean it. I'm just going to trash it. So for a one-time use, it's a little bit on the pricey side. A little bit of glare here, and I'm having a hard time seeing this edge. Looks pretty good. Reach over here. Should set up after a couple of hours. I think that'll give it enough time so when I close the garage door, the dust that's going to fall off the garage door hopefully will not affect our varnish job. We'll see. That looks awfully good. Looks real good. A little too thin right here. But I'm not going to touch it right now. See how this comes out using this brush. It's going to be well worth the $7 to throw away. I don't know, we'll see. Hate to sound cheap about it, but $7 is $7. on too thick on this piece. Well, that looks awfully good. All right. I'm just going to shut the camera off for a minute because I'm going to move to the back of the garage and my hands are all sticky, so I'm just going to continue varnishing. Hey, Captain Bob here in the old garage. Well, yeah, we're back at sanding our bar top and the footrest. There's a lot of, I think it's part of that ash cloud from Canada, from the Canadian fires. I think part of that fell in the varnish. So today we're sanding everything. I got the air conditioning on here in the garage and sanding everything. I'll put the dust collector on later when I'm done. Leave the air on so it stays nice and comfortable. And as they say, if the dust settles, I'll come back out later this evening and put a coat of varnish on. If not, I may just wait till tomorrow morning around 6 o'clock. I'll come out here, throw a coat of varnish on everything. All the dust will be settled in the garage. It will be very, very still. And it should give us a beautiful, what I hope to be finished coat on this bar top and the footrest. So we'll continue sanding. You can watch if you like for a while. And well, we got work to do. So busy, busy, busy. Here we go. Yeah, I'm sanding this. I got 220. I'm going over this with 220 right now. 220 grit paper. And then I've got also, I have some 320 grit paper here in the garage. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to dust everything off with a 4/0 steel wool, just to make sure everything is nice and smooth, so it doesn't leave any craters in our varnish, and our varnish will come out smooth as silk, I hope. Anyways, sanding away. I initially ran over everything a little while ago with the orbital sander with some 220 grit paper. I didn't try to get any of the corners or these vertical spots here. I did all that, or I'm doing that all by hand. Just a flat surface, it's a quick dust with the orbital. Now I'm going over everything with hand sandpaper. Gives me a chance to really inspect every inch of the bar top to make sure there are no imperfections that need to be addressed before we call her done. Yeah, that brush I was talking about yesterday, it's a great little brush, but I think I'm going to buy a longer handled one. The bristles are great. They don't leave a lot of brush strokes. It holds a fair amount of varnish when you're laying down a heavy coat of varnish, as I did. The only downside was I bought that short-handled brush, which may feel comfortable in your hand, but boy, it really played heck with dribbling when I was doing the underside of the bar here. So if I buy that brush again, which I probably will, I'm going to make sure I get a nice long handle. Nice long handle on it. Yeah, I don't want to hit these hard corners here real hard, even with the 220 grit paper, although that's a pretty fine paper. I don't want to hit those corners because I'll end up going through the doggone bare wood, or there's a chance I could do that. I definitely want to minimize that. Yeah, I'll have to go over and sand the, hand sand the swim platform or the footrest here when I get done with this. It felt pretty good. It wasn't quite as, there wasn't quite as many particles in the swim platform as there were on the boat top itself, on the bar top itself. The reason being is that the bar top is right here in front of the big garage door, and then the man door is right over here to my right behind the camera. So it created, there was a doggone draft that whistled the wind through here. That was pretty silly on my part to let that happen, but whatever, I did because it was a nice day, and well, I like the natural light coming in. It's easier to varnish with when you have that natural light, and you can pick up a glare, so to speak, and figure out where you varnished and where you haven't. So it'll be a little bit challenging tomorrow, but we'll try to set up a light, a portable light that I have that I'll use to shine off in the distance. I can pick up a glare and make sure that the varnish is laying down nice and smooth. I'll be right there. Yeah, okay, we're back. I'm turning the camera off there. The girl walked into the garage and scared me, so I had to turn the camera off. Anyway, so I've changed paper now, and we're going over the whole bar top now with a 320 grit paper. And then I'm going to locate someplace. I think I still have the 4/0 steel wool here in the garage. If not, I'll have to run out and get some. But once I get done with this 320, I'll go over everything with a 4/0 or maybe even a 5/0 steel wool. I gotta get back over there and sand the back bar sitting over there. Yeah, I gotta go and do that before I move on to the footrest. Yeah, I think this is going to really shine after we get this next coat of varnish on there. Well, my arm's getting tired now.